Cheers. Welcome to my channel. This is a collective reading from Tattletales, from Tales from the Vector, and which means that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. And I am going to check what the underlying energy is for today's reading, and we have the Tower card. This is going to be an interesting reading. The Tower card, it's a little bit disturbing because of the image. Having said that, it also is a reality check. So it's a good place to start a reading. It means that there's change happening. And in the tower, there's one person that's diving out going, yeah, let me out here. And the other one is like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. So the lightning strikes, so it's very quick and it's sudden and it's unexpected energy coming in. A lot of people don't like that card, the image of it, but really it can be taken as like a sudden change can be either positive or negative, weak or strong, depending on your situation. This being a collective reading, we'll get into it and see what that's about. Well, here we have the Soulmates card. So the Two of Cups, I'm just going to double check. Yes. I was just checking to make sure you can see where this is at. I'm just getting spatially orientated here. And the Two of Cups, the two people are exchanging cups with each other and they're looking right at each other. They're resonating with each other. This is 1 + 1 = infinity energy, meaning that when these two people get together, they're a really strong force. A lot of times, this card that's a soulmates has to do with romance, but not always. It can be family members or a good friend, or it could be a business partner, a business adventure, something like that. We'll have to get into it more to see. And then we have the energy of the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords energy is about having to fight a certain amount of battles. And this card is, like you can see, there's three swords have been used already, and there's 2 in his hand. So he's fought these battles and he's made it through, and now he has 2 more swords that he hasn't used. And it's not like he wants to fight. Having said that, if he has to, he will. And it's an energy where, when you look at the card, some people read this card as being like these are 3 different versions of this person, or 3 different situations that have happened that he's been through, and now he's moving on from it. You'll notice it's really interesting because the clouds in this reading are very jagged, and the sword energy is about they're 2-edged swords, so they cut through. It's almost like a rip in the sky. So whatever battle he's just been through has set him up to move forward in a different way, which kind of this is not surprising energy to come in, considering we started with the Tower. And we have this, okay, good. We have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card of sowing seeds. It's like plant your seeds now, and then you'll reap the harvest later. It's about being, also you'll notice this person is giving some coins to this person who's begging, but this person, in his pocket, he has already got something. So this is about being aware of when to give and when to take, and how much to give and take. And this person isn't receiving anything, and you see that the person that's giving actually has a scale in his hand, in his left hand, which is balancing. It's about balancing your options. But this is saying, after this battle and getting through it, that it's now time to move forward and sow seeds so that you can reap the harvest later. I'm getting the energy may have been a mental battle within this person, because that's what swords represent, is being, it's the mental aspect of ourselves. Oh, and here we have another Two of Swords. So this Two of Swords card is basically saying that, like, this person is sitting here and she has, you know, the two swords across her chest and a blindfold over her eyes, and it's kind of this or that. Which way do I want to go? Do I want to go this way or do I want to go that way? Having said that, she's blindfolded, so she needs to take the blindfold off and recognize that, you know, there's another shoreline. Looks like it might be an island in the background. And it's a new moon, and new moon is a good time to start a new adventure. So this is about being able to not closing your mind to the options around you. That's how I'm reading it in this particular reading. And the Queen of Swords, this is another sword energy. The Queen of Swords is been there, done that, have the t-shirt. She doesn't want to put up with any bullshit. She's got her sword up, but she's also got her left hand in the air, and she's willing to receive. So she's willing to receive, but you have to come into her properly, or she's not going to entertain what you have to offer. This card sometimes indicates that there's been a lot of gossip, and she's not one that will participate in gossip, but quite often people do gossip about the Queen of Swords, because she seems, out of all the four queens, she's probably appears to be the coldest, and that's because she's been through it and she's learned. It's kind of the same energy as the Six of Pentacles. She has learned that she's just not willing to put up with any energy that's not going to move her forward. And you'll see that you can see the point on her sword and you can't on here. And the reason she likes people to get to the point. Wow, and then we've got the Shift Disturber who's taken all these swords. And it's interesting because the Shift Disturber left two swords here. And he's got two swords. And they've got two cups. And there's two swords here. So the energy is very interesting with this card, that this card can be read, this is a thief that's running away with the swords, or it could be a courageous fool who is snuck in and stole the swords so that they don't have to fight. Very interesting energy, because the swords are these two swords, and these two swords seem to be the two swords that are left. So the two swords that are left, whatever happened here, it feels like this energy has caused issues. And it may be for these two soulmates at the beginning here. That's really interesting with the two swords. And the other thing is, like, this card is a walking contradiction. Basically, his head is turned backwards. He's not watching where he's going. He's on tiptoe. Also, sometimes this card can indicate someone who's on the, and nothing to do with the rest of it, but that someone who's on the autism spectrum, because quite often one of the symptoms of having being on the spectrum is when children are younger, they walk on their tiptoes. That's just one of the ways you can tell. And yeah, and we have the Three of Swords now. So lots of swords energy. This is mental energy. This is I feel like it's a lot of overthinking. This is a real challenging card also, especially when we start the reading off with the Tower. But having said that, when you look at this card, it seems horrible at first, but when you really look at it, you notice that the heart is actually really big, and the swords are not, they're not big swords, they're small swords. So it's something that this person can overcome. And quite often this means that there needs to be some forgiveness that happens. And what's interesting is this is like, when you look at the picture, it's sort of like a background with a cloud. But if you look closer again, there's a head there with a nose and a throat. And so this quite often can talk about feeling like the person cannot speak their truth, and that, or it's whatever has happened has been so heartfelt that they haven't been able to sort through it yet. Also, this card can also be an indication on a more energetic level, as each sword representing, one is the subconscious mind, one is the unconscious mind, and one is the conscious mind. So the subconscious mind is the thoughts that we have, that we develop from the time up to about the age of 7. And those thoughts actually come from the people who were in charge of our care, not really from us. They're kind of if most people can't remember clearly, under the age of 3 for sure. And it's just coming up like with the tiptoe thing and the red shoes, that it could be subconscious, and then the unconscious is the spiritual side of ourself and the thoughts that come from the unconscious, and then the conscious mind. And when those 3 come together, and they come together in with the heart energy, then you start being able to follow your authentic desires and speak about your authentic desires. So as scary as all this looks, it's a very deep reading, like on the mental level. So whatever has happened here has been a lot to think about, is what's coming up. And I'm just again getting that there's been a lot of overthinking, and when people overthink, that it's sometimes they feel like they're stuck. And now we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is covering the shift disturber and the 3 of swords here. And when an Ace of Swords comes up, that's a gift from God. It's a intervention, and it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So what I just said about this is resonating really strong, that there's been a lot of need for letting go of the overthinking and starting to follow what the heart wants. And then, there we have it. We have the 2 of Wands. And you'll notice that this person is standing there, and he's on top of his castle, and he's surveying the kingdom. And he has 2 wands there, but in his hand, he's got the world. Like, that's what that globe represents. And he's wanting to make changes and expand horizons and move into a different way of being. So quite often what this is saying here is, like, get the ball rolling, whatever it is that your authentic desires are, to start making it happen. Like, this is the first wand we have, and the wands are wood because they represent the tree of knowledge. And then, with a tree, they have deep roots, and they also have expansion at the top. So it's time for this person to leave where the situation he's in, or where the town, or like make a move. So quite often this card can actually indicate a move. It can indicate a move in business. It can indicate a move in actual location, or just getting out of the mind and starting to follow more of the heart energy. And then we have Justice. So Justice is really when, it's cause and effect, it's karma coming into play. And that's what's coming up, is that also with the wands, they have the little shoots on the wand, and those shoots represent descendants that are coming up, the offshoots, and the roots represent the ancestors. So this Justice card is also redemption from karma. This energy is a lot. Something happened here that is causing these individuals to move forward in more authentic way that's in alignment with their heart. And it's causing this reality check is causing a shift, quite a big shift in the way they are going to move forward. And the Justice is, clearing some karma, and that's why these ancestors and descendants are coming up. We've got, there we have the 9 of Cups. So once this forward movement starts, that's why this tower is causing the ability for this energy to be able to receive the 10th cup. So the 9 of Cups is it's got all the the big sky golden in the background there, and what's really interesting, so does this card. And as I said, this could be a courageous fool that used his mental capacity to be able to find a way not to have to fight and to be able to just move forward with their heart. And the 9 of Cups is, the Justice is just saying that this person is highly favored. They already have 9 cups. There's only 10 cups in the suit. And if you see, this person looks like they're sitting on the stage. Are the cups above his head or are they further back is the question. So this is a card of wishes coming true. Having said that, it's also saying that you have to cross the finish line, because he does not, his body language is incongruent with being, he has all of this and he's making a wish. And so it's really important that he moves forward and he does cross the finish line. Many a race is lost in the last lap. So the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is coming in with a message of communication. And the Knight of Cups is usually about romance, love, something good coming into you. It could be, it doesn't have to be romance. It could be business or, a proposal or something to the effect of getting a scholarship, something that allows you to be or do who and what you love, or to be with who you love. So the Knight of Cups is coming in with the message, and the message is that victory is now in place. This is the victory card, the 6 of Wands. You'll notice here we have all this overthinking, and now that this energy, the truth came in, and this energy is now moving forward. So this is basically what you need to do, like to have the basics to be able to move forward. And this is about being able to remove the blocks and manifest. And what I'm doing here in this spread is I'm building a pyramid. So that's why we're climbing the pyramid. And so this row of manifestation started off really strong with the truth coming in, the wands, and making a choice. Okay, I'm going to move forward in a different way and go after what I really want. And then the justice coming in to allow that to happen. And the 9 of Cups being highly favored, and the message coming through that there's victory at hand. And the victory at hand is, the 6 of Wands is about being able to really rein in your emotions and become a really good leader. And by not getting caught up in all the emotions and the overthinking, but moving forward with confidence, and a battle has been won. And I feel like the battle that has been won is this energy of not overthinking everything, which is sometimes we're the ones that hold ourselves back. It's not other people. Oh, and then we have the 10 of Swords. It's not surprising the 10 of Swords came up because in this reading because of the underlying energy. This is also another huge reality check. The reality is, there's the 10 swords, and it's like, you left for unalive. This is a very challenging card, and basically it feels like, because this is about, okay, now we're manifesting, but do we have the courage to do what we need to do to be able to keep going? And that's what these 10 swords is saying, that this energy is still clearing up. So sometimes this card can represent a blessing in disguise, because his hand is in the form of a blessing, the same as the Hierophant and the Magician. So it's saying that he does have the ability to move forward, but has to clear this energy still from all of this overthinking, the swords, the energy. I'm getting in this reading that this energy is representing one of these two soulmates, basically. That because the cup comes in, and like there's the wand energy with the victory, but there's this residual overthinking energy. And the thing about that is that if people are in doubt and they don't have the courage to move forward, the doubts that you have can be, what if this happens? What if that happens? But what if it doesn't? And you just move forward and you really have a good life. Yeah. And so this is like, once this decision is made, the Chariot represents forward movement and being able to let go of whatever is in the way. And you'll notice this person that is on the Chariot, there are no reins. And just like here, reining in the emotions. So the Chariot represents very fast forward movement and quite a big change, which this card is saying. And the Tower also. So this is good. It feels like, because it's like this, and there's all this yellow, and then all of a sudden, bang. And so perhaps when the victory happened, sometimes people are really triggered by success. That's something that a lot of people think, oh, well, once I have this or that, then I'll be able to move forward and I'll be stronger and everything. But once you have this or that, then you have something to lose. Whereas before, you didn't worry about it. And the Page of Pentacles is coming in. So once again, like these yellow sky cards are very cheerful. This page comes in with a message of being able to, it's like very strong. You can trust this message that this is actually authentic and that this is an authentic offer. And the Pentacle, excuse me, represents the energy of being able to move forward, and it has a lot of potential in it, this one Pentacle. It's a legacy. Like this can be a message of now you're really into an entirely different way of being, and you're able to move forward with, real true strength. Excuse me. Ever since the Sword card came up in the throat, I've been like feeling this energy tightening in mine. There we go. So really, really cool. This sword here, of hand in the hand, we've got another one handing this other cup. So I feel like this energy here is like, oh man, this person has been like in this position where they've been stabbed in the back and, having a lot of difficulties. And it's coming up, is this too good to be true? And the page is saying, yes, no, this is legit. This is really happening to you. And this person is sitting there though, and he's gone and sat under a tree to think about what's going on, which probably isn't his best option to keep going back to. It's coming up, going back to old ways of doing things because something triggered. This victory triggered. And I feel like the victory is that energy of now there is something to lose. And so because these three cups represent maybe 3 times that this person has been disappointed. Excuse me. And now the universe is handing another cup. And he's not sure, should he take this cup or shouldn't he take this cup? Is it for real? And so this is take the cup. Take the cup. Yes, and if he does take that cup, it's going to bring in all these other opportunities. Like all of these cups, there's 7 of them, and they each have an opportunity in them, different gifts that he could choose. So it's saying that he has a lot of choice here now. And that this one cup, him choosing to let go of the old way, excuse me, the old way of doing things, is allowing him now to have all these opportunities coming forward. There we go. It's starting to clear this energy. And so the cup, this cup is representing all these opportunities that are now open to him. And these cups, you can choose which ones you want. And sometimes when people have a lot of choices, it's really challenging for them to be able to make a choice because they're used to not having any choices. So we're just gonna, when you look at it, you could choose all the cups, you could choose one of the cups, you could choose as many as you want. Having said that, whatever you do choose may not always manifest exactly how you think it's going to. So you have to quit thinking about it and go with your heart and choose the cups with your heartfelt, authentic desires rather than going back to what you think you should choose. And this is talking about work. Excuse me. Then my throat's closing up from the energy here. So this is the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is representing someone who's put a lot of work in. And in this card, this is the one card where the person is actually working on the coin, which represents money. Pentacles can be energy about health, wealth, happiness, fulfillment, abundance. But this card in particular is saying that the work that he is doing, that he's been focused on, is actually going to make money. And there's two ways of looking at this card. This is a really good card either way. And this energy is about having this solar plexus energy, the courage to be able to go here and either finish the job or start the new one. So this pentacle here could be that this card could be read that these ones here, how the project has already been, these are the ones that have been finished. He's working on the second last one and he's only got one to go. Or it could be like he's just starting. And I feel like this is representing more that he's starting a new way and taking all of the energy from everything he learned from working on whatever disappointed him. And he's pouring that energy and that focus into this pentacle that the Page of Pentacles brought forth, bringing in that opportunity. There we go. And we've got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is also a messenger. And the pages are younger versions of the knights. In the old days, they would be around 7 to 14 years old, the pages, and they would work for the king. And then if they became really, accomplished at what they were doing, they would have an opportunity. If they could afford a horse, they could become a knight. So this is a younger version of the knights. And so this Page of Wands, this is the message from the Page of Wands is follow your heart, follow your passion. This is someone who's very, he follows his heart's desires. You think of a very young man, like under the age of 21, that is going for it. And he's got a passion for everything, puts a lot of energy. He's got a lot of enthusiasm. So this is really, really good. This tower is actually turning out to be a good thing or a strong thing. So the High Priestess is talking about intuition. The High Priestess is highly, highly intuitive. She is sitting on her throne. She's in between the two towers, one representing evil and good, devil energy, God, two extremes. And the extremes here are also coming up. It can be like the heart and the mind. And when the heart and mind work together, then all these authentic desires come through. I feel like it's basically saying, like, now we know that the heart, people used to think of the heart as just a pump, but now we know that the heart actually has its own brain, and that when you are in sync, like when your central nervous system and your heart are in sync with each other, and your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind are connected to that heart energy, that's when you can really manifest at a high level. And this row here is talking about desires of the heart. And look at this, we have right on top of the 10 of Swords is the 9 of Swords. So this energy, and it's like right next to this. So I'm getting that there's still residual effect from these swords, and this is a never-ending nightmare that people get caught up in a cycle. And this could be someone, because it comes back to this could be someone that tends to be leaning a little bit in the spectrum. People that they can become very focused on one thing, and if they get in their mind in a way that is like overthinking something that is detrimental to them, that it can really have an effect. Also talking kind of like bipolar energy, like real highs and lows. So this feels to me like the Tower has kind of brought all this energy forth. And when someone gets in their heart like this, then it has a tendency to go back and forth a little bit, because old habits are hard to break. Having said that, this card also represents enlightenment from source energy, and we did have the Ace of Swords come in saying that this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I feel like the struggle here is within ourselves in this reading. This is the struggle that a lot of people go through, and especially when external dynamics can really weaken the boundaries that we have. There's a lot happening in the world right now. If you listen to the news too much, you're probably going to end up having these negative feelings, because there's a lot of bad news. Well, there always has been bad news in the news. Having said that, we have more and more access to information now, and a lot of people, a lot is happening in the world right now, and we're hearing about it. I feel like a lot was happening in the world before that either. This also, interestingly enough, I just was looking at something this morning, because tomorrow is the time change. So in Canada, it's fall back 1 hour. There has been a lot of studies done that changing the clock causes, like, at that time, a lot of people, there's way more heart attacks and a lot of more disturbed energy. It's really hard on the health, just setting the clock back, because it has a really negative effect on some people, because it's such a big change. So that is coming up. I'm just going to remind you, if you're in Canada, set your clock back 1 hour. Tomorrow is time change day. This is the Three of Wands, and this is more of this energy. So that's really good to see. This person has overcome. It's how they say mind over matter? It's more like heart over mind. You don't want to let your mind control you. You own your mind. Your mind does not own you. It's important to use your intuition, and then also apply logic to that and take action. But you don't want to, if you ask a logical question and you are relying on logic to answer that question, it will bring up another question. And that's kind of overthinking energy coming in again. But now we've got the Three of Wands, and we're back into this sunny energy. So this is someone that is really struggling at this time with being able to stay in this place. And I just get that that's something that we all have that, but it's time for this, to really notice it more quickly. And it's actually kind of a habit that a lot of people get into, and it's really common. It's not, you're not alone if you're feeling that way. And we have the Emperor. Yeah, and the Emperor is all four kings in the minor arcana rolled into one person. And the Emperor has very, very mastery over emotional aspects. It's all about performance, being able to perform very strongly in the physical world and also on the spiritual side, having all the qualities of all four kings and really looked up to as an authority figure. And that's what I'm getting, is that this person just looks a little bit lost and like, okay, am I really on the right track? And so sometimes what this is just saying here is, if you can find like an expert or a mentor to discuss kind of what you want or what you feel your next step would be, consult with an expert. Like if it's finances, consult with an expert in finances. If it's you have a health concern, consult with your doctor, whatever. But don't be afraid to reach out and find some expertise in whatever it is that you're questioning, and then use your intuition to be able to. That's what the high priest is saying, and these are on the high priestess. So it's saying that get really good quality information, and then use your intuition to make these choices from a heart space. And then the world comes up. And the world is 10. That's an end of, this is like an end of a cycle. The card isn't a 10, but it's the end of a cycle, the same as this. So this is one way to break the cycle and have the world, and what you want from the world, this legacy, is coming up from your work, from and the work could be just this, putting the work in to allow yourself to behave yourself into what you want, and being able to really get into this energy of not taking life so seriously, and recognizing that you do have what you need and you can move forward. Yes, and so this is about the Two of Coins is regarding juggling. So this is someone who's multitasking, doing a lot, and it's juggling. You want to juggle your opportunities, not your morals. And this card to me is speaking about this struggle of being able to go with your heart, go with your mind, go with your heart, go with your mind. So you can do it both. And then it's sitting on the Emperor, which I was saying, if you need to get expert, there's a lot of really good mentors out there. And if you think, well, I can't afford to really, to go to a mentor, there's a lot of information online, and you can use your intuition about, which one of those to choose, and then move forward in that way. The world is at your feet really right now. The more information that we have, the more energy that we have. And it's just that sometimes that's what this card is saying. When there's so much choice or so much information, sometimes it really triggers people because they feel that they don't have the opportunity, they don't know which opportunity to take. And in the past, when they took the wrong one, they ended up being really disappointed. So this is on, look, the star has come up. So the star is talking about an energy where you're ready to shine. And what I like about this is, like, she's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot grounded. So this is representing emotions, and then this is representing ability to bring whatever you're working on into like solid earth, like into 3D. And this is saying that she's got the 2 vessels, and one she's pouring and into the universe what she has, and has the 1 foot there, and then she's also very grounded, and she's pouring that water, what she's learning here about reining these emotions in and not overthinking. It's just coming up that now she's able to take that energy and bring, pentacles are very earth orientated. It's about things material in the world. And we're at the top of the pyramid now, and we've got the Queen of Cups. So that's a really nice energy to have at the top. It's about being able to, the Queen of Cups is the most maternal of all the queens, and she's someone who's ready. You know, you can count on her. She loves animals. She loves her children. She's ready to have a family. Her cup is full. She's able to contain it. She's able to hold on to emotions, and she's able to hold that energy for more than just herself. She's ready to be a partner. She's ready to be a mother. She's someone you can rely on, and that's coming back to this energy here. This actually is a really nice tower, which is good to see. And we have, so if going up this pyramid, we have from the beginning here, like the soulmates coming together. There's a victory. Then there's a setback and worry over that setback. And now ready to move forward again and doing it in a very balanced way. I really like this energy here. And being then at the top of the pyramid, ready and willing, able, deserving, committed, neutral to moving forward in a really strong way. And it's also like, this is heart energy. So coming down from that, the juggling is about this inner struggle. And the world is saying that this person, you're overcoming it. And the hard work that you've put into doing that, and also whatever you've been doing in the 3D world, is going to bring forward a lot of opportunities. And this is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. So divine intervention, the universe has stepped in, recognized the hard work that this is talking about really working on the shadow, and that's basically what the Tower card is about. And then here, having subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind congruent with the heart energy, able to move forward. I really like this reading a lot. So far, so good. I'm going to clarify these cards now, and this is my Oracle Tales from the Vector, and I started working on it in 2007 from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. It's big dragon paintings. There were 64, and I was doing a lot, so I've been working on it when I have time, and I completed all 64 paintings in 2020, and now I'm working on writing up the book and the information so that I can bring out the tarot deck or the oracle deck. So at this time, I'm just gathering information. I've put the numbers of the cards on these so that if you want, you can go to talesfromthevector.com, which is TAILS, and just take a look at the paintings that I've done and get a look at them there. I'll have them listed in the description below. So the bottom energy, the underlying energy, is justice. So this tower brought in justice, basically. And we have the 11, 111, the portal is 111, 1111 is a portal. Justice is about clearing karma also, like as I said, cause and effect. And it's and we have the justice here also. So the underlying energy was about a tower happening so that this justice could come in. That's really cool. Whenever we have especially major arcana and we have cards that are confirming, then we know that we're on the right track with the reading. The soulmates, we have the hangman, bringing clarity to that. So the hangman is about balance. That's really interesting too. This is what we're talking about in this reading. The star being able to balance these energies, the balance between the mental and the heartfelt desires. The hangman has been hanging from the knowledge of life and the tree of knowledge, and hanging in there and gathering, because he's upside down, gaining new perspective. And that's coming back to this card here, being able to perceive things differently. So this is about balance here. There's balance between these soulmates now. And we have the ego, the karmic space. So this is initiation. There's been an initiation coming here. So winning this battle over the mind is what's coming up. The ego is a karmic space that we all fall into at one time or another. I did the Halloween reading last night, and this was the ending card, and it was kind of funny because of how it was at the top with the devil on Halloween. It just, the universe has a good sense of humor. So this is a karmic space that we tend to fall into. A lot of us are in a position where our ego stops us from doing what we really want to do because we don't want to be perceived as being, there's a very strong need. It's a human need to be part of the tribe, and we don't want to be set outside the tribe. It's a natural instinct. We have the Trauma Queen. So this is a card of major accomplice. This is on top of, on the perception here, and also on the Six of Pentacles, knowing when to give, when to take, when to get involved, when not to. So the Trauma Queen is that way because of trauma it could be from way back from childhood. And this causes fight or flight or freeze. So it's about knowing whether to move forward. Are you going to fight for it? Is it worth fighting for? Are you going to run away from it, or are you just going to be stuck there? And so that's what this energy is saying, that this is from unresolved trauma, and that's what this mental energy that was holding this person back, or holding all of us back. That's how it is. We have the intent. So intent, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's another karmic space. And it's on the Queen of Swords. And so that's that energy is what she's cutting out. She's decided that it doesn't matter what people's intentions are. She wants what is the result of putting her energy or mixing her energy with someone. She's not interested in potential. She wants to know, she wants to look at things, cut the bullshit. Where are you at right now? What is it that you're coming in for? How is this going to affect me? And she's very analytical about it. And if it's not going to move her forward in the direction she wants to move into, she's not going to entertain it. And then we have dissemination, which is clarifying these two. So dissemination is basically believing your own press, which makes total sense here. We have, all this sword energy. And dissemination is when the information is scrambled. And once again, I'm getting this reading is very much regarding an inner battle, not so much from outside of ourselves. This reading is talking about really being able to keep that balance within yourself, work hard, play hard, don't fall into the extremes. Because what happens is it scrambles the information. Information is energy. And if you allow it to be scrambled and you get over emotional about it, and then you fall into this trap of, the disappointment from past failures, I was going to say. But it's not just from, it's when people start succeeding. A lot of people don't expect that if all of a sudden you start succeeding and you're used to disappointment, that can trigger a lot of people in a different way. And that's just human nature. We have Earth Star. So this is right on the manifestor rope, beginning it. That's really good to see. So Earth Star is the sacral chakra. This is the manifestor of my oracle. And she's flying from the Pleiades, which are also featured here on the star card. So that's the star energy coming in now, allowing this to happen with divine guidance here. God is handing this opportunity. It's been earned, I'm getting. It's an opportunity that's been earned. And now that this struggle, this mental struggle is being recognized for what it is, it's allowing this manifesting energy to come in. And yeah, now we have the sun clarifying that. This is really good. So the sun shines light on everything and allows us to really be able to see things like a spotlight shining. Okay, this is where the energy was. It's about feeling like this mental struggle with not being able to move forward, because a lot of times when people are, if it is someone who's on the autistic spectrum, and we all are a little bit that way, there's a lot of really good energy in that, because people on that spectrum are quite often able to remain very focused and really look at Elon Musk, right? So this energy, the sun is shining light on it, and it's also about being happy. So this is saying, okay, it's time for you to be happy now. It's time to believe that this sunny energy can come through. And it's also saying to let go of all expectations about how this is going to happen. That's coming here. So I feel like this is saying the sun is shining on the situation now, allowing all these opportunities to come through. But it's necessary to let go of this scrambled energy and be able to move forward, and to move forward into God's plan with the karma cleared now, and not fall back to past behaviors that would limit you to be able to move forward. Just keep your focus and be able to move forward in a heartfelt manner. Dissension. So this is just another tactic that is commonly used by people and by ourselves, on ourselves. And it's with friends like this, who needs enemies. Having said that, sometimes we're our own worst enemies. So you want to be your own best friend. Dissension is just causing different elements of a group to start arguing with each other. It's about, divide and conquer energy. Again, I'm getting that this is not coming from outside. This is about all of us being able to recognize you could be in a really good mood, and then you watch something on the news or you get a phone call, and it really doesn't have anything to do with what's happening in your life at that time, but it brings the energy down. And then what happens is that energy starts bringing up things that you also were disappointed in. And that's what the sun is saying. It's time to shine light on what's going to benefit you, and then you'll really be able to manifest. That energy comes from the sacral energy. That's the wand energy. And we have abusive power, which is another karmic space that we all have a tendency to go into. Karmic space, the karmic space of abusive power. A lot of that, we see that right now in the world a lot, but we have to recognize that we are the government. We govern ourselves, and the government is employed by us. We pay the taxes to pay the wages. And we need to recognize that when we stop employing these actions for ourselves, that we will no longer tolerate them from above. This is the power of the individual, being able to when an individual is able to take control of this and decide that this is how I'm going to be, and this is the way I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to be in my integrity, then it causes a ripple effect, and it starts going from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. We're all connected. And then we have, yes, the mother's worry, which is another major accomplice. So mothers are taught to worry. That's a lot of mothers feel like you're not a good mother if you don't worry. And it can get very overwhelming, and the worst thing a mother really can do is worry. If you've noticed, when you're like in this position and you wake up maybe and you're really worried about something, or you're worried about one of your children, or you're worried about your job or whatever is happening, it doesn't do you any good to be sitting there worrying, and it really brings the energy down. So it's important, this is what the sun is saying, important to just recognize when you're doing it. We're all human, we're going to have those times, and pull yourself out of it as quickly as you can. And so we've got temperance, which is devotion to your life path. Temperance is also a wand, like it's fire energy, it's Sagittarius energy. It's about adventure, moving forward in this different way, which is an adventure. And especially if you've been booted out of the tower and you weren't expecting it and you really didn't want that to happen, the universe is very much geared for action and forward movement of some kind. So if you're sitting like on the pedestal too long, the universe will find a way to knock you off and cause you to have to change up a little bit and do something else. Once you've mastered something, there's no point of just sitting there. You may as well use it to benefit the whole planet, to benefit the energy on the planet. So the devotion, or not just on the planet, but also throughout the entire universe. This is devotion to purpose, and it's also showing that there's been a lot of patience here. It's taken a while for this to come forward. And when you work on your shadow side, it does require a lot of patience, and there is a lot of back and forth, because a lot of people, it's challenging to face those inner aspects of ourselves that, have been like, we've been too afraid to look at, or just didn't want to, Destruction. So that's another tactic. So destruction is just the, plowing through things, running things over, not really giving a lot of thought to what your actions cause. And this is what this is saying, is also recognizing when other people's external forces are coming in that don't even belong to you. That's what's coming up. This isn't even energy that's really even having a direct effect. I feel like this, because of the justice, and we had the justice here also, that this is about ancestors from the past and the way we were raised and how we're raising our children, that we want to make sure that we can do our best so that we don't have to worry as a mother, that we're bringing forth, raising our children to be able to let go of anything that's in the family, that's generational. That's what the Page of Pentacles is saying, and it's right on the Page of Pentacles, is we don't need to do things the old way just because our ancestors did. So we can allow our descendants to move forward. And when we make those choices, we clear the energy for both our ancestors and our descendants, and we strengthen our bloodline and make it a legacy for, like, this is actually the Page of Pentacles is a legacy for generational wealth. And wealth means money, but it also means abundance of joy and happiness and being able to health, wealth, happiness. And then we have the High Priestess coming out here twice. Joy. The High Priestess is very highly intuitive. So this is saying, yes, use your intuition and don't get caught up in energy that doesn't belong to you. It's time for you to be joyful. It's time to let go of disappointments from the past. And even if you did succeed and now you're worried that you're going to lose it, then you don't really have it. So once you work really hard like this to have what you want, you don't want to hold yourself back by being worried you're going to lose it, because then you don't really have it. And that's the Emperor coming out when I say that, performance. So the Emperor understands that. The Emperor has been through many points in their life where they thought they had what they wanted, maybe reached the pedestal, they were on top, and then got bored and they didn't want it anymore. Or they didn't quite get what they wanted, and now they're figuring out, okay, I'm going to do it this way, or I'm going to do it that way instead. That's that this or that card, giving yourself that permission that you can feel what you want and you're allowed to go after that, and you don't have to be in a position where you just do things because that's the way it's always been done in your family, and allowing yourself to really open up to the opportunities. And that brings in the third eye chakra, insightful, who's sitting on the world. And we're talking about the high priestess. That's that third, being able to use your third eye, which is coming back also to the two swords with the blindfold on it. There's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. When you use your eyes, you're only seeing a very, very small part of the spectrum of light. The energy is, if sometimes this energy can be where someone's trying to shut out all of that mental energy and go to the third eye. We have Capricorn energy. This is Capricorn energy when we don't have a lot of horoscope signs here. In a general reading such as this, I feel like because it's general, I feel that the energy is more about the state of being of what a Capricorn is about. Capricorn is about possibilities versus challenges, and bringing challenges into, taking those possibilities and bringing them solid into the 3D world, which is sitting on top of the Emperor. And that's what the Emperor does. Doesn't get caught up and finds a way. It's about continuing it on. The Capricorn energy is the most earthly energy. It's about really bringing all of the dreams and all the ambitions down to earth and making them happen. And climbing the mountain, the mountain goat, climbing the mountain to be able to get to the top, and doing it step by step, so consistent steps of action. And now we also have that's really interesting how we have the Cancer energy coming in along with the Capricorn energy. So the Cancer energy is adolescent energy. It's very emotional, and it's sitting on these swords here. So this is what it's saying, is the difference between these two energies is very extreme. It's about going between these two extremes and being able to quiet the mind, contain the emotions, and be able to be like the Emperor and be able to bring whatever it is that you're dreaming about, that you're wanting to happen, to bring that down to earth, like the star is doing here. This is what she's representing. So this is really awesome how these two states of being are saying this is how it's going to be done for you to move forward into this star energy and really shine your light. And look at this. The star is covering the star. So yeah, innocence. This is about really making a choice as an adult to remain innocent. That's not to be confused with naivety, but making a choice that you're going to be more playful. You're going to allow yourself to have that energy that you used to have, where and that's the Page of Pentacles, has that energy of so much opportunity out there, and being playful with it and not taking life too seriously, and putting yourself into that playful energy allows your intuition to really empower you. That's really cool. Indifference. So indifference is different than neutrality. This is also a karmic energy that we can fall into. And that's right on juggling here. So yeah, on the world, this is, it's about, this is coming up again, that this is an inner struggle that we all have. And it's about being able to recognize that there's a lot happening in the world that we have to juggle. And sometimes we can see things happening on the planet and it's in the news and we're just like, oh man, I'm just one person. What is it that I can do? What you can do is allow yourself to remain in this more, I'm not going to say positive, but a strong energy, that you can allow yourself to enjoy what is happening in your life, and at the same time don't become indifferent about what other pain and suffering other people may be able to go to, because this comes back to the Six of Pentacles down here, where you're sowing seeds to be able to empower others. You can't empower other people if you give too much, and you can't empower other people if you take too much. This is all about balance of that, and that's the first card coming out, the Hangman. This is really a beautiful reading for having started off as the Tower. And the last card we have here is the Magician. Beautiful. That's the energetic upgrade of this energy. Is a big energetic upgrade. The Tower was a really good tower. It's also going back to the Ten of Swords, where there's the sign of the blessing, as well as the Magician. So basically that card is clarifying the Ten of Swords, saying, yes, this was a blessing in disguise. This shakeup needed to happen so that not just we can learn from this, all of us. There's aspects of this that some of us have gone through, that are going through, that maybe will go through, and being able to stay in our own power allows us to be powerful for the entire planet and the universe. This is a really beautiful reading. I really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it also. Consider giving it a like if you did, and also subscribing if you resonate. Feel free to leave comments. I would love to talk about this with you and discuss it. And bye for now. I will talk to you again tomorrow.